Welcome back to Brashenomics. I'm Ben Brashen, and we're lucky enough to have Paul Valley here with us from Organized Spaces. Paul, well, first of all, welcome back. Happy holidays.
I really enjoy being here. Great to see you guys. I always have fun.
Good. Well, I'm happy to have you. And, it's interesting because a lot of people do go through the holidays, and this isn't necessarily spring cleaning time. This is go buy more crap time. And you fill your house with stuff, and sometimes people don't necessarily think about that as the organization time or the ways that actually maybe organizing some of these things can save time and money and the such.
No, it actually is a time because for a lot of people, you get more stuff right now. And where you're going to put that stuff, we have to, we've been doing some home purging lately, and we realized, wow, we've got a lot of stuff that it just builds up. And if you have some new stuff coming in, you want to make a nice new home for that. So you might want to do some purging right now and do some donating, and find a better use for some of those things that you haven't used for a while.
Well, I know that Organized Spaces really prides itself in high-quality client experience from design and installation of, as you said, things that organize, right? I mean, you're talking about closets and garage spaces and pretty much everything in between. So when people go about, I think there's a lot of people who maybe you say find another home for it, and that another home is now, we're going to put it in the basement next to 2 years ago's Christmas presents, and then we shift everything over. And it's not, it is kind of a cluster of stuff rather than being organized.
Yes, we do one thing for our clients is that we tell you, we're on our way out, we'll take away items you want to donate. And sometimes people just have us haul off stuff anyway. That's part of one of our services. We'll just haul things away for you that are not going to make the cut in your new space that you just had us create, and you don't want the Stairmaster in there anymore, or the
Stairmaster,
whatever it is that's been in the way for years. Now you have this nice new space, so we'll haul things away, and the things that we take for people, we'll either donate them or whatever it takes. Sometimes it just goes to the dump, but we've taken away some extremely nice things. In fact, we've taken away some things that could be gifts.
And were probably once you took them away, huh?
We've seen things that are basically brand new in packages, comforter sets, golf swing practice sets.
So the family members in your family have gotten Stairmasters, golf sets, all that fun stuff?
The Stairmasters.
Put the bow on it.
I don't know how many people want a Stairmaster in their house anymore, but it's kind of like the leg warmers, that those are kind of out of style right now.
Paul, okay, so when people get organized, there's been some studies done about giving them a little bit more time and just a different feeling as they go throughout maybe their day that actually can lead to some things. Talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah, we're part of a group of professional organizers. That's what they do. They spend their entire day with businesses and homeowners, and they try and make them more efficient. And they've got all kinds of studies that I know are true because, partly in my life, if I want to go in my garage and find something, a certain kind of hardware or something I've been saving to use in a project, I want to know where it is. I want to find it. If I can't find it, I've got to go to Home Depot. I got to go buy something. It takes time, and right now, you don't want to go anywhere to drive around.
Especially near retail.
If you could find it in your garage, if you own it, but you got to go buy it because you can't find it, I know that's a situation for many, many people. And if you've got too many things, or they're not stored in a way that you can actually know where they are reliably, you just go buy something else. And that's the same thing in a pantry. You could go to the grocery store and pick up a whole bunch of supplies for pumpkin pie, and then you realize, when you get to the back of that cabinet,
that's where that pumpkin mix was.
You've got 3 cans of pumpkin pie filling from last year, but you just bought more this year because it was too inconvenient or just hard to put your hands on it.
So really, there's this element of, when you're trying to find things, truly saving time by, you're not searching through the entire garage and the pantry and everything trying to find something. And then also, maybe you're not going and buying another one that you already have.
Yeah, it takes time and money and resources to do both. And then if you've got that much stored in your house, that's kind of like inventory. You think of it as business and just-in-time inventory. You don't want to have what the grocery store has. You want to have just what you need. But the important thing is you want to be able to go and get it and not miss it because there's a case of soup in front of the pumpkin pie filling you wanted to pick up. So you buy more pie filling because you got too much soup in your way. So you want to just get what you need in small bites and and you have to be organized to do all that.
Now, I love that you bring up just-in-time inventory, because I probably haven't heard that since college in like an economics class. But I think that actually makes a lot of sense, and the point of just-in-time inventory is you have it when you need it and you don't have an oversupply. And in a lot of cases, whether it's food or items that, you could even think about nails or screws or anything that kind of clothes, you don't need, well, some people might say they'd like to have all the Nordstroms in their closet, but for the most part, people don't need that much. They just have what they need at that day or that moment.
Yeah, people usually use about 20% of their stuff 80% of the time. That 20-80 rule works in all kinds of things. 20% of your investments yield 80% of your profits. That is a universal rule, and so I try to teach people when we're using their space and trying to organize it, that you don't need to have everything that you own handy. If your space allows that, that's great. But most times you have to pick and choose. And we want to create this little zone for you, whether it's kitchen storage or garage storage or your closet. That's just focused on the things that you use all the time. You want to use. You're going to wear that sweatshirt 5 times before you wear this thing once.
Right, so, like you're probably not rocking the flip flops anytime soon. You put those away.
Yeah, flexible space. You can put that stuff away. Like the marshmallows and the s'more ingredients, they can go to the back of the pantry right now. Let's bring up the
Campbell's chicken soup.
Let's bring up the cocoa mix and
there you go.
And the pie filling.
We're here with Paul Valley with Organized Spaces. Paul, you talk about this 80-20 rule, and I know a lot of there's also, you probably spend 80% of the time in 20% of your house. And a lot of the space that you're able to save by going through some of these, exercises to help you get organized probably allows you to use a little bit more of your house more effectively.
Yeah, if you could kind of squeeze in certain spaces where really maximize the storage in a place that's not in your path, your 80% of your time, and then leave that other space more pleasant, more open, not so cluttered. And people really enjoy the way they have their spaces done for them sometimes when they can really efficiently store and get at what they want to store, and then just live in the space and walk around and not have a bunch of stuff on the counter and drawers that are packed and you can't get to the bottom of them. So it's really nice to be able to be calm and uncluttered where you want to be, and then very efficient in where the storage spaces are.
Do you tend to feel that, you almost get more for your money then? I mean, if you're able to maximize the space of your house, use more of your house, I guess that would feel like you maybe have a bigger house. If you're able to organize all of your food in a way that you have the food, then, you're not going to have to go buy more food. Same thing, I guess, with your garage, as we talked a little bit about earlier. Are there any specific products or ideas that you have for different spaces in your home in order to save this time and money?
Just the right kind of storage for the right product. How often do you use it? How do you want to store it? How is it stored the best? Like with if you have a lot of wine. I've seen cases of wine in garages that come into sunlight, once a day, and it's expensive wine if they're in wine clubs. And, you got to store wine in a certain way, at a certain temperature along an inside cement wall, for instance. On its side, if it's a good bottle of red wine, you got to store for 5-6 years. There's ways to do it, and some people are especially with wine lately, I've seen a lot of it stored in the wrong way, and their collections are growing, and they have no idea what they've got. And a lot of those.
If those people need somebody to come help them, I'm more than happy to help them.
I've been out with you. I know.
Help them alleviate some of their excess.
I've seen your work. I know you're good at
that. Paul, we just have a couple minutes left before we have to go to break. What are some of those areas of the house that you really do specialize in, though, that you feel like can become more organized?
Well, everybody's got a room that they're not happy with. And that's all relative too. Some people will apologize for how messy a house is, and it's immaculate. But people's closets, because that's what they wear, that's their outward projection of themselves. And if you can really make someone happy in that regard, and whoever the clothes horse is, sometimes it's a man. You walk in and you assume that the closet is going to be, say, split 70-30, the woman versus the man. And sometimes you just get totally a challenge on that. It goes, oh, no, I've got more shoes than she does. And so you got to make sure you get the right space for the right product. And who really cares about it? Who cares? Is the guy that cooks, or is the wife that cooks? And how you want your food and your spices, and how you get all your nice cooking utensils and big pots and pans and stuff like that. Just pantries, adding pull-outs to kitchens, just talk to people about how they
Just about everywhere you keep stuff.
wherever your stuff is, and that's pretty much everywhere. There's not really a single spot that works best. We're working with a client right now that she has a couple hundred pair of shoes. She's a lawyer, very nicely dressed. Everything is immaculate. And she has so many shoes that we have to put in a couple hundred shoe spaces in her garage. They don't wear shoes in the house, and they have this immaculate shoe collection on a huge wall, 15 feet of garage, 8 feet tall, just for shoes.
Wow. That, my friend, is a lot of shoes. Paul, thanks so much for joining us. Really do appreciate you coming out. Again, Paul Valley with Organized Spaces. When we come back, as I said, a lot of people are out there spending money here for other people in the holidays. We're going to talk about 12 different ways that the debtor better not go down that debtor path for Christmas. We'll be back after this break.